Hey, welcome to this week's episode of English Vocabulary with me, Teacher Tiffany. Now, in this week's episode, I'm going to teach you 5 terms related to health tech. As an English learner, you need to be able to speak English fluently and confidently about various topics, including health tech. So, are you ready? Well then, let's jump right in. All right, so our very first term is telemedicine. Good. Again, after me, telemedicine. Excellent. Last time after me, telemedicine. Great job. So now the question is, what does this term telemedicine actually mean? It refers to the remote delivery of healthcare services such as diagnosis, consultation, and treatment. Again, the remote delivery, telemedicine. So let's say, for example, I am super sick. I am experiencing possibly body shivers. I have a very high fever, but I'm not able to get to the doctor because my legs are also bothering me. So nowadays, I can have a doctor's appointment via Zoom using my phone or using my computer, and the doctor can see me. Again, this is an example of telemedicine. Why? Remote. Again, remote delivery of healthcare services. All right? So let's check out this first example sentence. Here we go. Telemedicine has become increasingly popular in recent years. It's very true. My mother and my father, they're 70, and they get their bodies checked on a regular basis. And in the past, it was in person. But now, 20% of their doctor's appointments happen remotely, maybe via Zoom or maybe via a phone call, because telemedicine is now very popular. All right, so I want to give you 3 situations in which this term telemedicine can be used. The first one is rural health care access. I want you to think about people who live in remote areas. Think about living in farms way out or living way out in the country. People in these remote areas need to connect with specialists if they have a medical issue, but they don't want to travel hours to get to a city hospital. So what can they do? Similar to what I mentioned earlier, they can get on their phones or their computers and they can have a meeting with the doctor, have an appointment. This is an example of telemedicine. The second situation is the convenience of a sick day. For example, you are sick and you don't want to travel to the hospital. Think about working parents, parents who have children, but they're also working, the mother and the father, and they need to get advice on what's going on with their child, but they don't have time to travel to the hospital. These parents can get medical advice for their child's fever, for example, without having to take time off from work. Makes sense, right? Here's the third situation. Chronic condition check-ins. Think about patients who have diabetes and they want to make sure that everything is going okay with their bodies. But because they have diabetes, they need regular checkups. Well, now instead of driving to the doctor's office each and every time, they can have regular video check-ins with their doctor. And the doctor can let them know if they need to adjust the medication, and they don't have to go to the office on a regular basis. Telemedicine. So again, our first term is telemedicine. Now, our second term is genetic engineering. Good. Again, genetic engineering. Excellent. Last time after me. Genetic engineering. Great job. All right. Now, this term genetic engineering just refers to the deliberate modification of an organism's genome using genetic engineering techniques. All right, so it's when a scientist or someone who is working in a lab is actually affecting the genetic makeup of something. We say genetic engineering. You got it? Yes. All right, here's the example sentence. Genetic engineering can be used to treat genetic diseases. All right, genetic engineering can be used to treat genetic diseases. Now, I want to give you 3 example situations using this term. The first one is family planning decisions. I want you to think about a couple. And this couple, unfortunately, the husband and wife, they both have a history of genetic disorders. So they want to make sure that they don't bring more issues or more problems to their child. So they go to consult a specialist before having children. They want to make sure, hey, these are the issues that I have, my genetic disorders in my family, and these are the issues he has in his family. What would be your advice? Should we start taking certain medications? How can we make sure our child will be safe? Again, family planning decisions. The second situation is food shopping considerations. This is a good one. Think about consumers, right? Choosing between conventional and genetically modified produce at a grocery store. I personally don't want to eat genetically modified produce. However, it's everywhere, and some is okay, right? But I prefer organic food, but organic can be a little expensive. But again, when you're at the store trying to decide, okay, do I want this conventional product or do I want a product that has been genetically modified? Food shopping considerations. Again, we're speaking about genetic engineering. Now, here's the third situation: medical treatment options. So think about patients who have rare genetic conditions. And so doctors start to explore gene therapy as a potential treatment. Hey, you have a rare genetic condition, so we're thinking we can maybe or possibly do some gene therapy to help you in this situation. Makes sense, right? All right, so again, our second term is genetic engineering. Now let's go to our third term. Very similar to our first one, we have telehealth. Good. Again, telehealth. Excellent. Last time after me. Telehealth. Great job. All right, so what does this term telehealth actually mean? So this term refers to the use of digital information and communication technologies to provide health care services. Again, using digital information and communication technologies. Going back to, if I'm going to have an appointment with my doctor via Zoom, that's a technology, right? I'm using a communication technology, Zoom, over my phone or using my computer. Telehealth. Now, check out this example sentence. Here we go. Telehealth can improve access to healthcare, especially in rural areas. Again, I want to emphasize this is similar to telemedicine. The term telehealth is very similar to telemedicine. So let's check out 3 situations using this term telehealth. The first one is mental health support. I want you to imagine someone experiencing anxiety, scheduling regular video therapy sessions from the comfort of their home. This individual experiences anxiety when he or she is around a large group. So the doctor says, listen, we can do your therapy sessions via video calls. And immediately they calm down. Telehealth. Here's the second situation in which this term can be used. Medication management. Now, this is similar to a situation we mentioned earlier when we were speaking about telemedicine. Think about elderly patients. They have their prescriptions, right? But they need to get them reviewed on a regular basis to make sure they're not harming them. And they have to also get renewed. So reviewed by the doctor and renewed, but they can do it via online appointments. They don't have to go outside every time. And the third situation for this term telehealth is post-surgery follow-ups. Recovering patients showing their healing progress to their doctors via video is a great way because they can avoid risking exposure to germs in waiting rooms or in outdoor environments, right? So when someone is trying to heal after a surgery, telehealth is amazing. They can connect with their doctor or their surgeon via video calls. Makes sense, right? Okay, so now let's go to our next term. Our next term is remote patient monitoring. Remote patient monitoring. Remember, we're talking about health tech. So I want you to repeat after me. Remote patient monitoring. Good. Again, remote patient monitoring. Excellent. Last time after me. Remote patient monitoring. Excellent job. So what does this term, right? This phrase remote patient monitoring mean? It just refers to the use of technology to monitor a patient's health status from a distance. Using technology. What does this sound like? Telemedicine and telehealth, right? Again, very similar. Again, this remote patient monitoring, a doctor needs to make sure that a patient is doing okay, but doing it from a distance can also work. So check out this example sentence. Remote patient monitoring can help to prevent hospitalizations. Hey, we can check on you. You don't have to stay in the hospital and incur this large bill. We can call you, we can have a meeting, we can have an appointment via the phone or via a video call. All right? So let's check out these three situations in which remote patient monitoring can be used. Situation number 1, heart health tracking. Think about someone who is experiencing heart issues and they're wearing a device to monitor their issues. Well, this device can now alert doctors about irregular heartbeats. If they have an irregular heartbeat, they can, using this tool, using this device, it can actually alert the doctor before worse symptoms appear. Heart health tracking. Then situation number 2, diabetes management. You see, patients with diabetes can use a connected glucose monitor. And this glucose monitor can automatically share their blood sugar readings with their healthcare team. So their doctor can get notified if their blood sugar spikes or if it dips. Again, remote patient monitoring. Technology is very helpful and very useful. The third situation is elderly care support. I love the elderly. Think about adult children. Again, my parents are 70, right? So for me, right? We're getting to the point, again, my parents are doing fine, but my sister and I, we have to, just make sure they're doing all right. So adult children like myself, we can keep track of our parents' health through monitoring systems in our parents' home. Now, we haven't implemented this yet, but I like this situation where you can monitor your parents. Now, my parents are living their good life. They're totally fine. But let's say 10 years from now, my sister and I might need to monitor them. So elderly care support. Makes sense, right? So again, remote patient monitoring. Now, our fifth term is precision medicine. Good. Again, precision medicine. Excellent. Last time after me. Precision medicine. Ooh, excellent. All right. So precision medicine. The question is, what does this term actually mean? It means, or it is, a form of medicine that uses information from a patient's genes, proteins, and environment to prevent, diagnose, and treat disease. So precision medicine, you are looking at the makeup of a person to try to specifically or be very precise as to the treatment that person might need. And you're also trying to see, hey, with these factors, their environment, their family history, this might be the case. For example, breast cancer detection, right? If you have a history of breast cancer in your family, your grandmother, your aunt, your mom, this is something that doctors want to be aware of so that they can hopefully prevent you from getting breast cancer. But again, we're speaking about precision medicine, all right? Check out this example sentence. Here we go. Precision medicine can lead to more effective and personalized treatments. All right. So precision medicine. Now, there are 3 situations in which we can use this term. The first one I mentioned a few moments ago, cancer treatment planning. So oncologists analyze a patient's tumor genetics in order to select the most effective, for example, chemotherapy combination. So this is precision medicine. They're looking at the tumor and they're looking at the genetics. Here's the second situation in which this term precision medicine can be used. Medication effectiveness. So doctors can check if a patient has genetic factors that might cause negative reactions to certain drugs. It can help a lot to do this, all right? And our third situation is preventative health strategies. So people learning about their genetic risk factors and then making lifestyle changes in order to prevent future health issues. In my family, let's say, for example, there's a history of diabetes or a history of high blood pressure or a history of breast cancer. So I'm trying to change my lifestyle now to avoid those diseases. Again, precision medicine, our 5th term. So this term, precision medicine, can be used in your daily life as well. Now, today we've learned 5 terms related to health tech. Don't forget, if you want to continue learning English vocabulary on a regular basis based on topics, you can go to www.dailyenglishvocabulary.com and get my free email newsletter. From Sunday to Friday, every day, I'll be sending you an email totally for free with 5 new vocabulary words. Improve your vocabulary and speak English with confidence. I'll talk to you in the next episode.